The numbers are looking good from the 2025 Hall of Heroes Comic-Con event in Elkhart. Visitors filled the Northern Indiana Event Center and RV Hall of Fame during the weekend of May 31st and June 1st. Organizers say attendance was double from last year's totals, making this event the biggest one yet. This event featured many different vendors, artists, Q&A panels, contests, as well as several celebrities from film, TV, animation, and more. Former wrestler and current actor Tyler Mane is known for playing Sabretooth in X-Men and Deadpool and Wolverine, and for playing Michael Myers in Halloween. He talked to us about reuniting with Hugh Jackman.
It was amazing. You know, to reunite with Hugh after 24 years was fantastic. You know, when I walked on set, we saw each other, we just came running at each other for a big hug. It was just like no time had passed. And then he cut my head off. What's that all about? Okay. I do have that question for him. Why did he have to do that?
One of the best parts of his job, the costume design for X-Men. He compared it to what he wore in Deadpool and Wolverine in 2024.
Yeah, the costuming is great. I loved the first outfit better, but the prosthetics and everything I liked better on the Deadpool and Wolverine. So if I could have taken the leather costume and then the Deadpool and Wolverine makeup and everything and put that together, that would be the perfect Sabretooth in my books.
Mane played Michael Myers in the Halloween duology. He says it was an honor to meet director Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you know, it's just working with Rob Zombie was fantastic. I did the 2007 Halloween with Rob Zombie, 2009, and great experience. You know, just working with everybody on set. It's kind of surreal, you know, when you meet Rob in person for the first time. You see him on stage, larger than life, performing, and then you meet him in person, and he's so calm and composed and tranquil and very well spoken. It was a crazy change.
We also asked him if he talked to the original Halloween cast.
I did. You know, I've talked to a few of them throughout the years, but I did watch all the Halloweens to see what they did, and then I wanted to figure out what I was going to do a little differently to kick it up, because Rob wanted to make him more than a one-dimensional character. So to turn him into a three-dimensional character, I just did a lot of research and figured out what I was going to do. And luckily we had the Asylum costume and then transformed into the Michael Myers. So it was kind of a nice transition.
Mane is a former wrestler. It's a skill he's used over and over again.
Oh man, I started wrestling in 1989 in the Hart Dungeon and traveled all over the world, wrestled Andre the Giant in Tokyo, Japan. One of the last people, if not the last person to wrestle Andre. Had a lot of great matches, a lot of great time, but it was just nice to be able to transition into film and TV.
Other famous actors Mane has worked with include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, working on Scorpion King. I worked with The Rock's dad 15 years beforehand in Yugoslavia wrestling, and then got to work with The Rock on the Scorpion King. So that was fantastic to have that interaction. And then on Troy, working with Brad Pitt was fantastic. You know, everybody, the whole cast on Troy was amazing. It was a great experience.
Jim Starlin is the creator of Thanos and members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and had a cameo in Avengers Endgame. We got a chance to talk to him about the motive and inspiration behind creating certain members of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, when I created them, they weren't Guardians. The two of the characters I created out of it was Gamora and Drax. And they were both sidebars from Thanos. Gamora was like his secondary daughter kind of thing, and Drax was his kryptonite. That's why I made Drax green, is the fact that he was going to be Thanos' weakness, something that kept coming at him.
He shared the screen with Chris Evans, who played Captain America at the time, and the Russo brothers, who directed the film.
I can tell you more about the Russo brothers because they were very, you work on one of these Marvel movies, the first thing you do is sign a non-disclosure form. And so they'd been working on this movie for like 3 years and had nobody to talk to. So I showed up on set, and Marcus and McFeely, the screenwriters, and Joe Russo just couldn't wait to tell me everything. Tony had pneumonia, so he wasn't on the set at that time. And I didn't have a lot of interaction with Chris Evans because he had a bet on a game. And every time we took a break, he was running off to look and see what the score was on the game. So it was mostly just the other actors who were on set and the Russos and the McFaley. So, he seemed nice. I've met him a couple times at these premieres and that too. Seems like a nice fellow.
You would think he's heavily involved with the live-action films, but he says that's not the case.
Occasionally we get cameos to do, and I get invited to all the premieres, but no, I don't have much to do. But I'm trying to get my own TV show going with a character called Dreadstar right now. So basically that's going to be my entry into Hollywood, if it happens.
The turning point in Starlin's career? 2 words: Marvel Comics.
Was crossing the state line when Marvel Comics was going from 8 books to 24 books and hiring anybody who could hold a pencil. I barely qualified and I got the job. That's my turning point.
A Wolverine cosplayer was there, and we asked him how long he's been doing this and what got him into cosplay in the first place.
Probably 12 to 13 years. I got into it. My son dressed up as Cyclops for Halloween one year when he was like 8, and I said, "Hey, I'll do Wolverine with you." And a lot of people stopped me for pictures, and so it became a thing. And then I got involved with the Hall of Heroes with Alan, and he is encouraged me to keep doing it. So I've been showing up at all the events.
He looks pretty good for an old guy, right?
Old man Logan.
So what makes him such a Wolverine fan?
Well, he was hairy, and I'm hairy, and it just clicked, and the outfit worked. Because when I first started doing it, I was a lot younger and more fit, and I had the beard, and so I could trim it down and do the hair, and it just seemed to be a hit with people. So took off from there.
Lila Cray was dressed up as the DC character Raven, part of the Teen Titans team.
Raven is a girl who has a dark power, but she's trying to come over that darkness to be a better person. I thought Raven was a wonderful character because she has such internal struggles, and it really reflects what teenage girls go through. I get a lot of teenage girls who recognize me, and nothing like finding a cosplay partner that dressed up exactly like you to say hi to.
Captain America cosplayer Michael Lowe brought along his young son.
We're here because I'm a big comic fan, have been my whole life, and my sons are into it, so we like to bring them and have fun and just see all the good cosplays. We're having a great time so far. He's met Spider-Man and was really excited over that. So yeah, we're having a fun day today.
The big draw was Anthony Carrigan, who plays Metamorpho in this summer's blockbuster Superman. Now, he wasn't able to talk to us on camera due to gag restrictions ahead of the film's release on July 11th. But he was able to meet and greet fans and sign autographs. Carrigan is known for playing Kyle Nimbus, The Mist, in The Flash, Victor Zsasz in Gotham, NoHo Hank in Barry. It wasn't just the people. Movie props were a hit too. The 1960s Batmobile, used in both the TV show and film starring Adam West, was also on display. Check back for videos from the Q&A panels with many of the celebrities. We'll have those for you right here on WNDU.com. For now, I'm Tricia Sloma, WNDU.com.